Kid Craddock in the morning.
The Showbiz Top 5.
Hey, this is Kelly Raspberry. This is your Showbiz Top 5 for Monday. It is May the 19th. Now, Nicole Kidman is pregnant, so we're going to give her an excuse of hormones out of control on this one. But Keith Urban decided he wanted to take his pregnant wife to lunch, so where does he take her? Cracker Barrel in Crossville, Tennessee. Well, apparently Nicole took one look at the menu and wasn't having none of that. She wanted to know, what is this? How could you bring me here? This is where we're having lunch. I hate this place, and everybody's now staring at us. So Keith tried to calm her down, but she wasn't hearing any of that. She stormed out of the restaurant, witnesses say. Keith went out to try to smooth things over. They just ended up having a huge argument in the parking lot before they took off in their car. Now, only days after we hear that Kate Hudson and Owen Wilson are officially kaput for good, we hear now that she is dating Lance Armstrong. They've actually been dating for a couple of weeks and have only made it public recently. On Thursday night, they went to the big after party up in New York at some barbecue restaurant after the Kid Rock show at Madison Square Garden. Then they hopped on a plane, flew down to Austin, where they've been seen at a couple of Lance's favorite restaurants. On Saturday night, they actually took Lance's 3 children out to the Hula Hut for hamburgers and tacos. Had a great time there. There is just as much action going on behind the scenes of Gossip Girl than there is on the screen, and we're talking about some of the characters in the show hooking up in real life, namely Blake Lively and Penn Badgley. They were at this Armani Exchange dinner for a magazine last week, and they were cuddling together, trying to keep a low profile, keep away from the prying eyes of reporters. But on the other hand, Leighton Meester and Sebastian Stan, they don't care who's watching as they paw each other in public, so that's another hot couple to watch. Heidi and Spencer, they took a couple friends out to dinner in front of the cameras who were filming for next season's The Hills. Ran up a $783 tab at dinner that included 12 shots of Platinum Patron, $60 a pop. So when time to pay the bill came around, of course, Spencer's going to be the big man and take care of that after all the cameras are watching. But after the cameras were turned off, the waiter went up to one of the producers of the show and said, you should know that he only left me a $16 tip. So the producer reached into his own pocket, pulled out $60. It was all he had on him. And then finally, Ashley Simpson and Pete Wentz were married Saturday night in Encino, California, not San Diego as some were speculating. I'm not really familiar with California geography. I don't know if that's close or not. But it did happen at Ashley's parents' home, Joe and Tina Simpson. Joe did perform the ceremony. Remember, he was a minister at one point, and still, I guess, once a minister, always a minister, so he performed the ceremony. And Jessica Simpson, yes, she did serve as maid of honor. Pete's dog, an English bulldog named Hemingway, was the ring bearer. Now, Ashley reportedly wore a very expensive ivory lace gown designed by Monique Lelieu, which you have to say that way because it is French, and a diamond necklace and earrings borrowed from Neil Lane Jewelers. The reception was an Alice in Wonderland theme. They had the top hat, the stopwatch, you know, that rabbit that runs around in Alice in Wonderland. That was sort of the theme of the cake. Let's see, what else was there about the wedding? Oh, we still haven't heard any confirmation in the press that Ashley is pregnant, but the word is she was telling all the wedding guests that yes, indeed, she is pregnant with Pete's baby. But we also don't know where they're honeymooning either, so maybe those pictures will pop up in the tabloids later today. That's your Showbiz Top 5 for Monday.